In Minnesota, in the shootings of two state lawmakers and their spouses.
There's no question that this is the largest manhunt in the state's history.
Brooklyn Park, Minnesota Police Chief Mark Bruley. The capture was last night. Vance Belter tracked down at a field not far from his home, and Fox's Todd Pyro reports.
Officers also recovering 3 AK-47 rifles belonging to him after searching his car and a list of other public officials' addresses. Officials at this time believe he acted alone. His bail set at $5 million. He is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder.
That's for the murder of Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark, while impersonating a police officer. Belter is also accused of shooting and wounding State Senator John Hoffman and his wife.
Senator Hoffman came out of his final surgery and is moving towards recovery. A vet is healing.
That's Governor Tim Walz also denouncing violence to settle political differences. Israel keeps hitting Iran, which keeps fighting back, launching missiles that got through the Iron Dome defense early this morning, killing at least 5 people, injuring others. More victims may be found.
Search and rescue teams continue to look for more victims. The fighting, though, shows no signs of slowing down. Sirens rung out in Israel overnight as the military says a missile was launched from Yemen. The Israeli Air Force says it also hit command centers belonging to the Quds Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tells Fox they keep focusing on disabling Iran's nuclear program and missiles.
We decided to act because we saw enough uranium, enriched uranium, for 9 bombs.
President Trump told reporters he hopes the fighting can stop.
Well, I hope there's going to be a deal. I think it's time for a deal, and we'll see what happens.
The president on his way to Canada, where he's attending a summit of G7 world leaders, and that conflict certainly a topic. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A block party and lots of gunshots fired. Your radar is clear at 68 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 82 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. It happened early Sunday morning in Elkhart, and at least a dozen people were shot. 1 person was killed.
A shots fired call did come out. We did locate injured people. We rendered aid to who we could, who was there.
That's Elkhart Police Captain Travis Hamlin speaking at a press conference on Sunday. The man who was killed hasn't been identified yet, but Elkhart Mayor Rod Roberson said he was a father. He died on Father's Day.
We understand that whether it's any holiday, but you would hate for a father or for kids to lose their father.
And there is no word on arrests yet. Chances for rain and storms are in the forecast today through Thursday across Indiana.
Pretty good chance of that on Monday, especially across the southern part of the state.
Rain amounts with that could be anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch, with some of those locations seeing as much as 1 to 1.5, but those amounts are going to be pretty isolated.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service.
The rain chances on Tuesday are much lower, but then Wednesday is really kind of the day that we're most concerned about the potential for active weather, especially as we get into the evening and overnight.
And he says the state will also slowly warm up through the week.
Starting Monday, we're going to have temperatures in the low 80s, and then we're going to be moving upwards towards potentially seeing 90 by the time we get into the weekend.
Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals tonight in Oklahoma City, with the Pacers taking on the Thunder. Head coach Rick Carlisle responding to fans upset about the officiating.
The ridiculous scrutiny that's being thrown out there is terrible and unfair and unjust and stupid.
And the Pacers looking to get back on track after a tough Game 4 loss. Series tied at 2. Tip-off at 8:30. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Applied Innovation customer Alicia Staley, office manager for McEnany Roofing, has reduced dependency on paper with a document management solution from Applied Innovation.
So it makes looking for documents pretty much effortless.
With this paperless solution and improved workflow, you recommend Applied Innovation?
Oh, yes. I like to talk to a lot of different people. I'm the social butterfly, so as much as I can spread how wonderful they are, I definitely do. And I've never had such prompt customer service and care like this with any other company.
Your slogan, innovative solution since 1985, is perfect for your Applied Innovation partnership.
There's a lot of benefits. I have to say, number one, definitely a great partnership. Two, financial-wise, we have saved a lot of money by signing up with Applied Innovation.
Start your partnership and save money. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Okay, we start on the west side where we have a crash. It's northbound 465 before Sam Jones Expressway. 2 left lanes are blocked and traffic is slow back to I-70. And then on the north side, westbound 465 exiting to southbound 465. That's a crash on the exit ramp. It's been pushed to the shoulder. No delay. They're still a little bit tricky as you make your way on the southbound. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard the Staples Easy button is back with even more easy? Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy.
Marcus?
I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish a TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, Tony. Good morning. On this Monday, got a lot of summer-like look and feel here over the next couple of days. It's going to be a partly to mostly cloudy morning. Watch out for a few pop-up thunderstorms this afternoon. I certainly don't think those are going to be widespread, but any storms that do develop could be some really heavy rainmakers here, so just keep that in mind. Many of us will be dry and muggy. Today's high, 82. Some of those pop-up storms hang around at least until sunset tonight. We're mostly cloudy and stuffy overnight, a low of 68. We'll do it again for Tuesday, partly cloudy, some pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon. Tuesday's high 85. Wednesday, partly cloudy, warmer, more humid. A lot of the day is dry, but be alert. Maybe some stronger thunderstorms moving in as early as late afternoon and into Wednesday evening with highs into the upper 80s. Thursday morning showers will dry out in the afternoon with a high of 83.
That's Marcus Bailey with a terrible forecast.
It's not all bad.
It's not all
There'll
good.
be a lot of dry time.
It's not all good at all.
That's right.
Marcus Bailey,
See ya.
Wish TV meteorologist. You're always a treat, man. We appreciate you. 66 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
And while Americans gathered in Washington, D.C. to celebrate the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army, and they were black and white and Asian and Hispanic and young and older, and the fireworks went off and people were meeting people and having a great time, a bunch of so-called college-educated liberal white women were screaming "No kings" around the country, including Indianapolis, where a few thousand people showed up. Congratulations, you still did nothing. I'm not saying you can't do nothing. The Constitution ensures that you can continue to do nothing. But your argument is so absolutely lacking in standing that, of course, nothing will come with it. What possibly could anyone connect with here other than you're filled with hate? And honestly, we've had enough of liberal white women filled with hate. It's exhausting. And we already have The View. Well, no, they've got Whoopi and they've got Sunny. So really, it's a multicultural nonsense of liberal women, isn't it? Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Oh, send your emails. No shyness. It's ridiculous. Take a look at the crowds. They were far older, they were far whiter, and it was a tremendous amount of women. These no kings, because we don't have kings in America. Yet we did not on Friday, we did not on Saturday, we did not on Sunday, and we still don't today. We just don't. These are good things. We never had a king. I have judges stopping Trump from doing his job all over the country, but somehow Trump thinks he's a king. It is an irrational position. As for the birthday party, it went off well. It was received very, very well. And while I'm a guy who doesn't necessarily enjoy the parading of tanks through the streets, it's my thing. The idea of celebrating the Army? Absolutely.
I think tanks should be reserved for as we have utilize on our enemy and then defeat our enemy and then roll the tanks through to remind everybody this is what's going to happen to you. Don't try this for another 200 years. Huh? Okay, good. That's my take. Celebration of the Army, of the birthday. And this all started before Trump was in office. Wonderful. Absolutely terrific. And I was happy to see it. Thrilled to see it. So that's really the best way I could explain what took place over the weekend. That one group of people that came from all walks of life was celebrating the country. And another group of people so savagely filled with hate showed up with their bongos and engaged in nonsense drum circles. Which one do you think was more inspiring? Which one do you think moves the needle more? Which one do you think is going to change things for people? I'm only telling you that if the left thinks that no kings really reached people, that's cute. Really, really cute. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. You need a new car, you need a new truck. I get it. It's a great time to make this happen because at Andy Moore Ford, you can get employee pricing across a full lineup of your favorite trucks and SUVs. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. That's where you go. They've got employee pricing on the F-150s, the Super Duties, the Explorers, the Expeditions, and they also have the service, which if you haven't used Andy Moore Ford service, it's very easy. Just go to andymoreford.com. That's M-O-H-R, andymoreford.com, and click on service and say, hey, this is what I need, and they'll come pick up your car. They'll pick it up from work. They'll pick up your car. They'll service your vehicle. They'll bring it back to you. They even put a little mint right on the seat. Hold on. I don't know about the mint part, but I do know about the service because they've done work for me. And Andy Moore Ford is fantastic and clear and decisive. And they let you know what's happening. You don't have to question whether or not you're getting the story. You're getting the whole complete story. Talk to Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield and get your car or truck or fleet vehicle serviced today and serviced well. While you're doing one thing, they're taking care of your vehicle. Andy Moore Ford, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's M-O-H-R, andymoreford.com.
This is Gary Dick, the powerful punch of the NBA jersey patch at 632. Brought to you by the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with labor as district council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LiUNA.
You love the summer in Indy, so don't ruin it painting. Do what Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you can get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 10% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PRIDE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text PRIDE to 42424. That's PRIDE to 42424.
Traffic on the 5s, Matt Bear, what's going on?
Yeah, we're in business. Crash clear on the west side. It is northbound 465 before Sam Jones, and that small delay is cleared out as well. Now, on the northwest side, crash cleanup continues on the exit from westbound 465 to southbound 465. That crash has cleared. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Matt Bear, thank you. 66 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:15.
Guys, looking for a Father's Day gift that will give Dad an extra boost of health and energy he needs to live his best life? Low T Center is offering free weight loss consultations and free T tests as a special offer celebrating dads. Treatment is personalized and most major insurance is accepted.
With the freedom to choose in-center care or at-home treatment, you're helping put Dad back in control of his health. Now, until the 21st, enjoy a free B12 shot when you stop in for TRT and weight loss. Offer limited. Book now at fixmylowt.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
First of all, let me start at the beginning. Why did you launch this operation now?
Because we were facing an imminent threat, a dual existential threat. One, the threat of Iran rushing to weaponize their enriched uranium to make atomic bombs with a specific and declared intent to destroy us. Second, a rush to increase their ballistic missile arsenal into the capacity that they would have 3,600 weapons a year, new weapons, within 3 years, 10,000 ballistic missiles, each one weighing a ton, coming in at Mach 6, right into our cities, as you saw today. And then in 6 years, 20,000. That's no country can sustain that, and certainly not a country the size of Israel. So we had to act. It was the 12th hour. We did act to save ourselves, but also, I think, to not only protect ourselves, but protect the world from this incendiary regime. We can't have the world's most dangerous regime have the world's most dangerous weapons. We're protecting ourselves, but by doing so, we're protecting many others.
And remember, the world is mostly pleased with what they're seeing. Okay, Tucker Carlson isn't in Candace Owens and some other people on social media, but screw them. The world is very happy to see Iran's nuclear objectives get obliterated. There is no doubt that Israel responded with force. And of course, Israel should have assumed that missiles would come their way. And I think people are surprised that more missiles have been fired than they thought Iran had the capacity to do after Israel's first strike and second strike and third strike. And some of those got through. And they have done some damage. There is no doubt their people have died. Lives have been lost. The Israelis knew this going in, without question. But yes, damage has been done and some lives have been lost. I will not try and downplay it. The sheer destruction of Iran's capabilities, including at Natanz, their nuclear facility, it cannot be understated, nor I don't know if it can be overstated. And now taking a look at one of their other nuclear facilities, Fordo. Well, that's next. And I think the U.S. is going to be of service there. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Why in the world would the world be happy with this? Because nobody wants the Iranian regime. The only people who want the Iranian regime are the people insane enough to scream free Palestine and are now holding up signs saying, oh, poor Iran. Iran funds Hamas, which engaged the October 7th attack that murdered 1,200 people, that burned babies alive, that raped women, kept women and children hostages. Iran's not the good guy. The problem is we're not talking about Iranian people at all. We're talking about the mullahs, the hardliners, the clerics, and the Ayatollah. Now, there was a brief report yesterday that the Ayatollah had been eliminated. I have not gotten any level of confirmation on that at all. It could come out right now. It could be completely wrong, which is what happens, of course, in fog of war conversations. Things get said, they're not necessarily true. It's why you have to wait. Why you have to wait to get the data. Israel felt that Iran was too close. Well, we've heard about Iran getting a nuclear weapon for years now. This is always the excuse. He's so close. They're so close to a nuclear weapon. Israel has to act. It's just an excuse that Israel uses to attack Iran. I put forward to you that there have been repeated moves made by Israel to stop Iran's quest for a nuclear weapon. I must admit that the people who claim that Iran doesn't want or do not want a nuclear weapon is laughable in the face of data. And I would say to you that part of the problem is moves have been made, but not the moves that will go about ending this problem. And this problem is the fact that the Ayatollah is still in power. The Iranians are not our issue. My gosh, the Iranians want to be Persians because they are and engage trade. I can't wait for that day. But the Iranians are a threat. Everywhere you go, you will note the threat of a nuclear-powered Iran. So Israel decides to make their move. Like it or don't like it, that's fine. This idea that somehow Israel is leading the United States to war. Very silly, because the U.S. clearly knew that this attack was going to take place. Donald Trump and Mike Huckabee, the ambassador to Israel, and others like Steve Witkoff, the Middle East envoy, clearly played a part in lulling Iran into this false sense of security so that the attack could take place. They have said, no, they're not willing to do some things. Yes, they're willing to do other things. And now the question is, will they be involved in this attack on Fordo, which is one of these nuclear sites, a uranium enrichment site? This is built into a mountain. And what Israel wants are the bunker busters, often known as a daisy cutter. That's actually the name of it. Daisy cutter. Yeah, it goes deep into the landscape. Will they get the help from the U.S. on this? I'm not 100% sure. But there is no doubt that America knew what was happening, was okay with what was happening. And the only people who are out there saying, well, man, Iran's getting the better of this, are the people who never believed that Israel should be a friend to begin with. There's no other nation on earth where people would say, yeah, don't help them. Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens can make any argument they want. Their issue is their issue. When Thomas Massey says, should we be helping Israel? And 93% of respondents on social media say no. That's not policy. That's social media. Ask how many people want a free puppy. It's not real, and it's certainly not a way to run a country. And I desperately want to like Thomas Massie. And if he doesn't want to send dollars to Israel, he can vote no to send dollars to Israel, and then everybody else, he at least has a level of consistency there. But what we're seeing is, why in the world are we friends with these people? What did Candace Owens say? The United States is just a colony of Israel, and Israel's leading them by the nose? This is now our argument? Dumb people are going to say dumb things. What are you going to do? Here's what we know. A nuclear-powered Iran is an absolutely horrific idea. A nuclear-armed Iran is an absolutely horrific idea. Of course it can't happen. And if you say, who are we to decide this? We're us. And if you want to argue that Israel and Iran should fight it out, okay. Let them. But I don't want to hear you complaining, caterwauling, all the other stuff. And if you look at me and say, my gosh, Candace Owens is a real leader of the people, she's telling the truth. Nah, you can't get me on that one either. No, it's not the only thing going on. I just wanted to give you the breakdown there. We also have the arrest of this murderer, this killer in Minnesota. It was a 2-day manhunt for this assassin, Vance Bolter. Why did he go about shooting these two members of Minnesota? That is still remains to be seen. And by the way, I don't think I got the daisy cutters wrong. One of my Army experts say they explode before hitting the ground at a specific height. Isn't that then it goes deep through? I thought that was the daisy cutter. Then what's the name of the bunker buster? I don't want to use the wrong name. I'll get that to you. Also, the updates on the arrest of this Vance Bolter guy and what his motivations were, if anything. Matt Bear has got traffic.
Yeah, Tony, looking at eastbound 465 before Meridian on the north side, debris reported in the right lane. Also a reminder for west side commuters, West Washington Street, westbound lanes only of Washington Street scheduled to close today from White River Parkway west to Belmont Avenue for Blue Line construction. And once this begins, and again, scheduled to begin today, we're looking at a 6-month closure around 12/16. All of this at Matt and Traffic if you want to check it out. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Hope you have a great and safe, happy Father's Day.
We'll catch you back here Monday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
You can feel the temperatures heating up. You need Masters Heating and Cooling right now. Masters Heating and Cooling. I've worked with them. They've done work in my home. They've replaced parts of my machinery. Great people. David, the general manager, and his team do excellent work. And right now you can get incredible deals. Masters Heating and Cooling not only takes care of the new system, they take care of the service on your system, and they offer 24-hour emergency services. And Masters has flexible financing options. So whatever your need is, Masters can get you taken care of. You should talk to Masters Heating and Cooling, not only about your cooling needs, but get ready for winter now by making sure Masters is on the case to make sure your heating is set up and good to go. Masters Heating and Cooling. Give them a call today. 317-567-9505. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-567-9505. Masters Heating and Cooling. 567-9505 or online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob from my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Right now, it's their home improvement season sale. What an incredible deal going on with Universal Windows Direct. If you've been thinking about upgrading your windows, now is the time to act. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. This gives you a full year to enjoy the comfort, savings, and curb appeal before you ever make a payment. Universal Windows Direct will come out to your home and do a free in-home window and energy assessment so you can see exactly where your home's losing energy and how much you could be saving. Give my friends at Universal Windows Direct a call. Schedule your free assessment and take the first step towards a more comfortable, energy-efficient home. Call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Universal Windows Direct. UniversalWindowsDirect.com, 317-659-7574.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
The search for a Minnesota killer is over. Your radar is clear at 68 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. We're going up to 82 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30.
We have been just solely focused on the manhunt. And the goal is to give some calm to the situation of many individuals that were on the list that were worried about their safety.
That is Brooklyn, Minnesota Police Chief Mark Bruley says police arrested Van Bolter late last night and charged him for the murders of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark at their home early Saturday morning. Here's Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Superintendent Drew Evans.
His police officers are going to check proactively on Speaker Hortman's home at that time. If that had not happened, I have every confidence that this would have continued throughout the day.
And that is Bolter, and Bolter is charged with attempting to murder Minnesota Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. Both are expected to live. Iranian missiles killed at least 8 people and injured at least 70 overnight in Israel.
The fighting, though, shows no signs of slowing down. Sirens rung out in Israel overnight as the military says a missile was launched from Yemen. The Israeli Air Force says it also hit command centers belonging to the Quds Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee says the U.S. Embassy in Israel and consulate will remain closed today because a shelter in place is still in effect. Huckabee says there was some minor damage to the property because of shock waves from a nearby blast, but he says no U.S. Embassy staff are hurt. The president is in Canada today for the G7 summit, where world leaders will likely talk about this fighting.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. And at the box office this weekend,
How to Train Your Dragon soared to a strong $83 million debut in North American theaters.
We're all descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled.
The live-action adaptation follows the unlikely friendship between a young Viking and a dragon named Toothless.
And that's Fox's Kathleen Maloney reporting. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Well, NBA teams have generated billions of dollars in revenue since the league approved sponsor patches for jerseys. For the Indiana Pacers, it's Fishers-based tech startup SpokeNote, and what Sports Illustrated describes as perhaps the most eye-grabbing sponsorship yet, a QR code that links fans to unique Pacers content. Founder John Wexler says the Pacers' run to the NBA Finals has generated calls from sports leagues, player agents, and others interested in connecting.
For SpokeNote, the halo effect means that people want to come and work for us. They want to work with us. They return our calls. And so really our challenge is how do we parlay this moment?
The Trump administration on Friday signed an executive order paving the way for a Nippon Steel investment in U.S. Steel, so long as the Japanese company complies with a, quote, national security agreement submitted by the federal government. The iconic American steel maker and Nippon Steel said in a joint statement, the agreement stipulates that approximately $11 billion in new investment will be made by 2028. Slate Auto's planned operations are coming further into focus as the Kosciuszko County Council has formally approved a series of tax abatements for the emergent EV automaker. Slate is planning to spend close to $362 million in upgrades to the former R.R. Donnelley printing plant on the western edge of Warsaw and add 2,000 jobs. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care, and deliveries keep moving. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Nearly 1,000 union workers at Duke Energy, Indiana, are preparing for what they are calling an imminent work stoppage over a contract dispute with the Plainfield-based utility. The Indiana Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 1393 on Friday cited the continued refusal to agree to a fair labor contract by Duke. Key issues, according to the union, are equitable wage increases and addressing ongoing concerns over rising health insurance costs over the life of a potential new agreement. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
All right, Northsiders, eastbound 465 for Meridian Street. Debris reported in the right lane, so be careful about that. And everything else looking okay right now, checking out that south side construction zone. Starting to hit the brakes a little bit on northbound 65 after Raymond into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Mother of all bombs, Matt Bear.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I said daisy cutter. I should have referred to the mother of all bombs. Also, if we're talking about bunker busters in general, the GBU 72. Thank you to Jonathan Nagel, Nagel House Forge, for correcting me. I feel bad. I don't want to make those mistakes. If you're talking about weaponry, try and get it right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about fireworks. My bad.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
No. I'm talking about things that do much more than go boom.
Okay, you're not talking. Okay, I feel you. Okay.
Big booms. Massive boom booms.
I was just thinking to myself how much war sucks, but
no doubt. But you want the tools to win it if it's needed.
You gotta have them.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Right now, that was Matt Bear with your traffic, by the way. 66 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:37. We check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what's up?
Tony, the NBA Finals are coming back to Oklahoma City tonight with the series tied at 2 between the Pacers and the Thunder. Both teams having won a game apiece on the road. Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton says they're putting the Game 4 loss behind them and getting ready to bounce back.
The biggest thing is you can't let one spiral into two. You can't take the disappointment of that game and let it be a snowball effect. You got to be ready to go for Game 5 here again, a hostile environment, and we're both 2 games away.
And the Pacers are 5-0 after a loss in the postseason. Tip-off at 8:30. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark scored 32 points and made 7 three-pointers in Saturday's win over the New York Liberty, 102-88.
My most I've ever made in a game is 12. That was when in high school. I don't know how many I made in a row, though. I think it was like 12 for 18 or something like that.
And the Fever play again Tuesday against the Connecticut Sun. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
At the IHSAA, we are invested in the growth and development of Indiana's youth, and so are our partners at Ivy Tech.
That's right. We're proud to help over 90,000 Hoosier High School students get a head start on college and their careers.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig.
And I'm Dr. Sue Elsperman, President of Ivy Tech Community College. Through our dual credit and dual enrollment programs, high school students can take Ivy Tech classes at their high school or at their local Ivy Tech campus, allowing them to learn skills and earn college credits while still in high school.
Thanks to partners like Ivy Tech, Indiana students are set up for success after high school, whether they want to continue their college education or go straight into the workforce.
Just like the IHSAA, we believe supporting Hoosier students is the key to building a strong future for Indiana.
This is the power of partnership.
This is the value of education.
This is your IHSAA.
Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's family-owned jewelry store, is dedicated to quality and fine craftsmanship. Let them help you celebrate that special moment in your life. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
People will search out any data they can find. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Yeah, I am very clear about the fact that I'm not a reporter. I do commentary. I do commentary. I engage with thoughts and philosophy. I wear fancy watches. I do the thing that I do. By the way, Von Riest, R-I-E-S-T-E, Indiana Assembled, vonriest.com. I do work with them, full disclosure. The lack of reporting in Indianapolis has led people in different directions. And if Indy Star or the news outlets want to argue that they do a lot of reporting, you can argue it, but that is not true. You have moments, even the Indy Star has world-class, spectacular moments that should be recognized and respected. But more often than not, it's just schlock, it's silliness, it's left-wing nonsense, it's nothing serious. Certainly you are unwilling to put a microphone into Joe Hogsett's face unless people like us at WIBC mention enough that Hogsett is unfit for office. And my God, look what he did to these women, and look at the staffers he hired who did things to women. Why aren't we doing something about this? I don't know the people at Indy Reporter. Don't know them at all. I'm not saying you should take everything they say as fact. I think you should do your own research. But it was an interesting photo at the Pacers game. There's Diego Morales, the Secretary of State, and Micah Beckwith, the Lieutenant Governor. You know, arm in arm, right? Arm over the shoulder and taking a picture. And you're like, does Micah Beckwith not understand the room? Or is it that, we're only central Indiana, we don't understand northern and southern Indiana, and they're all fine with Diego Morales, which is what I get told from time to time. But they did a whole look into how they got these tickets, right? How does Diego pay for anything? India, Hungary, all this stuff. And I know he had the run-in with Rob Kendall. I'll let Rob talk about that at 9. Some story about how the guy who got him the tickets has pled guilty to committing bribery, spent 14 months in jail, paid a fine, was on supervised release, arrested for arson, insurance fraud, and theft, and owns a building that hosts drag shows. First of all, of everything, that's the least important. If it's something for adults, I don't get involved. Now, certainly, you could ask why Micah Beckwith or Diego Morales would take tickets from this guy. That's a legit question. But maybe more to the point is these other things. What is the connection here? Is there a connection here? Just because something is reported doesn't mean that it's all on the up and up. This is put out there. I don't mind questions being asked. But for the people at the Indy Reporter, just a note, man, you better have it. Because when you make an allegation like this, and about this guy who owns this building and bought the ticket specifically, if this isn't on the up and up, man, that's your credibility. But if on the up and up, this is how people become, respected reporters. And if it is indeed, as we look into it, I wonder if any of the other so-called news outlets in Indianapolis would have ever come close to figuring this out, or if they would have even cared. That's my question. So you can check the stories for yourself. I'm not going to deny that they exist. I'm only going to say you gotta look into these things on your own. 1,000%. Check, double check, and recheck. It's a new group on the scene. They've done some things before. We shared some of their stuff before, but this is one heck of an allegation here. I mean, they lay it out. They lay it out with a whole bunch of information. But I would like to go back to the first part. Micah Beckwith, you're taking pictures with Diego Morales? So you don't think he's toxic? Okay. That's good to know. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northbound 65 south side, slow. Raymond up to the south split because of road construction. And slowing down on the southeast side just a touch. Northbound 465 from 74 to Burkeville Road. A reminder to our west side commuters, it's West Washington Street westbound lanes only are scheduled to close today from North White River Parkway west to Belmont, and that's because of Blue Line construction. Once that closure goes down, again, it's supposed to start today. We're looking at a 6-month sentence or to about 12-16 until when that street should reopen. So all this at WIBC Traffic Plan accordingly. Thank you very much. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
66 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
Hey, it's Matt Bear. New week, new beginning. It's the best time to review your money management, that retirement portfolio that hasn't been freshened in forever. Let Trajan Wealth help you with that. Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors. Trajan manages money by first getting to know the person, that's you, then helps you into a tailor-made, fully customized financial portfolio that reflects your dreams and timeline. Call and set your first appointment. It's free, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. I'm really enjoying working with Trajan. Jeff is my guy. He's awesome. He didn't throw 1,000 things at me to buy. Wasn't worried about commission because he doesn't receive commission. It was refreshing. I feel my financial future is secure. Call today and learn more. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
With a B&W Premier Club membership, you'll stay ahead of breakdowns and costly repairs. Our members get routine maintenance, priority scheduling, and exclusive discounts, saving you money and keeping your family comfortable all season long. Visit bplusw.com or call 317-214-0108 for more information.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
More tariffs later, tornadoes possible.
WIBC.com gives you more than just headlines. It's context, updates, and insight. Whether you're at work, on the move, or catching up late, the latest is already there. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC.com.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing. Joining me now is really the head of the whole company. Lance thinks he's the boss, but it's really not. It's Jennifer. You're the proud mother of LD Smith Plumbing, whether you want the job or not. How much fun is it to see those 5-star reviews?
It is the best. We love to review those with the guys. To see their smiling faces and know that we have done such a good job in the field is just priceless. My goal is always to make their day a little bit easier. For any plumbing issue, it's ldsmithplumbing.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
We're trying to get to a better place in our conversations, and I've let him know that I'm not an absolute no. I can be a yes. I like the tax cuts. I actually agree with Art Laffer and the supply siders that a lot of times we cut rates, we actually get more revenue. So I don't have as much trouble with the tax cuts. I think there should be more spending cuts, but if they want my vote, they'll have to negotiate, because I don't want to vote to raise the debt ceiling $5 trillion. You know, Congress is awful with money, and so you should give them a more restricted credit line, not an expansive one.
I do agree with that, but that's Rand Paul showing a little bit of life here. You can get me to vote yes on the budget, but you can't have all this spending, which is kind of where we've been on the conversation. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Live streaming on the Twitter X at 93WIBC and YouTube. Just look for 93WIBC and be a part of that. The chat room is going. This will continue to be worked on. It was the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, who said, we're going to work through the recess. So no one's going home for Independence Day. Enjoy Independence in D.C. while you're working, which is always good. Better they're working than we are. I mean, they're public servants for a reason, so go serve. Don't complain. Do the job. Cut my taxes. Stop spending my money. Just that easy. And there is a North Carolina state representative who has now deleted her Twitter X account. Why? Showed up at one of these No Kings protests on Saturday. No Kings. These people are silly. And she's holding up a banner that says, in these difficult times, and it shows a guillotine, and so it's on a banner that's like hanging in the middle, and then there's a stick, like a curtain rod. And then on each side of the curtain rod, so the banner's in the middle, hanging down, is the head of Donald Trump and the head of, I think it's Stephen Miller, but it could have been Elon Musk. And that head has a swastika on it. You see, they're decapitated, and what the real story here is that the political right is violent. Hold on, wait. No, the political left is violent, and everything they do is violent. That is correct, and they have got now a long, long list. This is just the short list of their long list of violence. Murdered a healthcare CEO, murdered 2 Israeli diplomats, murdered a state representative in Minnesota, although we got to triple check that one, firebombed Tesla dealerships, firebombed Jewish demonstrators, and burned Los Angeles. That, ladies and gentlemen, is today's political left. No debate. Don't tell me about your white supremacy anger, Jasmine Crockett. The left is a violent group of people, and I've got the data to prove it. Thank you very much. One does not win anything by not discussing these things. The violence has to stop. But to get the violence to stop, you'd have to have the rhetoric stop. This is Representative Eric Swalwell.
Donald Trump is America's Hitler.
If you cheer that, you're a moron. If you say that, you're a moron. Stop denigrating the Holocaust. Stop using the Holocaust as your political prop, you freaks. But this is all of this is on the political left, not the right. There is a difference. I won't argue that there are issues on the right. I'm saying that these data points are all left. And if you think that Trump is Hitler, honestly, you're just too dumb to operate heavy machinery. But amazingly, you could still run the Indiana Democratic Party. You could probably still do that. I'm not saying Karen Tallien has said anything like this, though. Matt Baer has traffic.
Southeast side, northbound 465, looking just a little bit slow from 74 up to Brookville. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard. Retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. Matt Barrett, WIBC Traffic.
Stop putting screens on your gutters. If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and you're cleaning the screens. And those screens will need to be replaced. They just don't last. Pat Sullivan here. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and business, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. And this is a great time of year to call Gutter Helmet of Central Indiana, because right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 15% off is good through the end of June. Restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET or go to gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then, 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Fostech is American-made firearms made right here in Indiana. American craftsmanship meeting cutting-edge innovation. Their lightweight AR-15s are incredible, and they don't sacrifice dependability or durability. Advanced machining capabilities create incredible products, and they are all designed, machined, assembled, and tested right here in Indiana. Fostech, owned by a family that has served and loved their country. Visit Fostech.com, F-O-S-T-E-C-H, Fostech.com to find the dealer near you.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what forecasters are saying about flooding over the weekend in southern Indiana, what the Pacers are saying ahead of Game 5 of the NBA Finals tonight, and what prosecutors handed down as a sentence to a couple in the killing of a 1-year-old. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis at 7 o'clock.
It was the biggest manhunt in Minnesota ever. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
There's 20 different SWAT teams over an extremely large area hunting this individual down to take him into custody.
Brooklyn Park, Minnesota Police Chief Mark Bruley, after they found Vance Belter, the suspected gunman in the murder of state lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark.
They were both allegedly shot and killed right here. And after the shooting, this is where the manhunt began. The shooter fled on foot from this location.
Fox's Matt Finn outside the Hortman's home.
He was caught last night crawling in a field near his home in Green Isle, Minnesota, southwest of Minneapolis.
Vance Belter charged with murder and attempted murder, also accused of shooting and badly wounding State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. Governor Tim Walz urging people not to resort to violence in their politics.
Now's the time for us to recommit to the core values of this country. And each and every one of us can do it.
Iran keeps firing back at Israel, and some missiles are getting through the Iron Dome defense, killing at least 5 Israelis, wounding more, while Israel keeps attacking Iran.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Operation Rising Lion will remove an existential threat to Israel, namely Iran's alleged ambition to develop a nuclear weapon. The Israeli military has targeted at least 15 locations. They include the main nuclear enrichment facility, a research center, as well as air defenses and military bases.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump says the U.S. is not involved in the conflict, but could be, and he hopes still for negotiations.
I think it's time for a deal, and we'll see what happens, but sometimes they have to fight it out.
The president before going to Canada for a summit of G7 countries.
The president is sure to discuss Mideast peace at a mountain lodge setting in Kananaskis. White House officials say the U.S. agenda also includes trade and energy deals, critical minerals, migration, and AI.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern in Calgary. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The NBA Finals is headed back to Oklahoma City. Your radar is clear. It's 69 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. We're going up to 82 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02.
Still a lot of games to be played. You know, there's still a lot that can happen. I think, Game 4 didn't end the way we wanted it to. The biggest thing is you can't let one spiral into two. You know, you can't take the disappointment of that game and let it be a snowball effect.
And that's Indiana Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton talking about the finals in Game 5 tonight. The series tied at 2 games apiece. Both teams looking to take the lead and move one step closer to a championship tip-off at 8:30. This weekend,
the Kokomo area, and especially the south side of Kokomo, had some pretty bad flooding late Friday night into early Saturday. They had some spots that got 4 to 6 inches.
Forecaster Andrew White at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis.
So the big thing is we always tell people, turn around, don't drown. You never really know how deep that water is when you're driving into it, and it can be dangerous.
And he says as far as the week ahead,
so we're going to start the week in the low to mid 80s. We're going to get to the mid to upper 80s on Tuesday, and then kind of sit back in the low to mid 80s for Wednesday, Thursday.
And there is a chance for rain today, says White. One person killed and at least a dozen injured during a block party shooting in Elkhart Sunday morning. Here's Jake McDaniel.
Police say they arrived on West Garfield Avenue near Benham and West Indiana Avenues just after 1 o'clock. They say all 12 people either arrived or were taken to hospitals after they were shot. One of the people later died, but some others were treated for their injuries and released from the hospital. Police are looking into this, and they initially said several people opened fire. If you have any information, Elkhart Police urge you to give them a call. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Multiple decades in prison. That's how long an Indianapolis couple will spend after the murder of a 1-year-old girl in 23. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
After accepting plea deals, Roan Waters and Madison Marshall both were sentenced on Friday for the killing of Oakley Snow. The Marion County Coroner's Office ruled Snow's death to be a homicide after her body was found inside a dresser drawer in an abandoned home in Indiana in April 2023. The couple took the toddler and her younger brother from her biological father's home in Oklahoma to here in Indiana before abandoning them. Waters is getting 45 years in prison and Marshall 25.
That 45 years is an important number because although he was not convicted of murder, that's a sentence that murderers do serve. And that was an important outcome in this case, was to reflect the gravity of what he had done.
Dan Cicchini, Chief Trial Deputy with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Welcome back. Caitlin Clark, 32.7 three-pointers in a win over the New York Liberty on Saturday. Indiana plays the Connecticut Sun on Tuesday. Gas prices $3.17 this morning across Indianapolis. That's on the average, says Gas Buddy. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the fives. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at inbound 69, good into the construction, that rebuild of 465 and I-69 on the northeast side. No problems there as you make your way down from 96 to 465. And the northbound lanes of 465 running nicely here at the moment from East 56th Street up to I-69. Everything out to the airport, no problems. Westbound 70 from the south split to the airport. Ramps with Ronald Reagan Parkway and Ameriplex. A smooth ride from downtown out to Indianapolis International. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance protects small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a business insurance quote online in as little as 7 minutes. Visit progressivecommercial.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, welcome back. Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. We've got mild and muggy conditions expected this morning, and it's going to be quite humid throughout the afternoon. A partly to mostly cloudy sky. Could see a few showers and thunderstorms pop up. I think the best chance is going to be from I-70 and south. We'll get up to about 82 degrees. An isolated shower or storm early on this evening. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, mild and muggy. Will only fall to about 68 tonight. On Tuesday, partly cloudy, some scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder possible. Mid-80s on Tuesday, and then mid and upper 80s on Wednesday. Incredibly humid. We'll look for a partly cloudy sky. Could see some showers and thunderstorms, and some of the thunderstorms late Wednesday could be on the stronger side.
That's Tara Hastings of Wish TV. Tara, we appreciate you. Thanks so much. Go do good things. Go do good work. There she goes. 66 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Killer's name is Vance Bolter. I guess we're supposed to say alleged, but it seems that we've got all the data to make this the case. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Murdering the Democratic House Speaker of Minnesota, Melissa Hortman, and her husband. Shooting Democratic Senator John Hoffman and his wife. Right? John Hoffman is a Democrat, isn't he? Why did he do it? He was upset with them over politics? He was a crazed right-winger? That does not seem to be the case. I know there's one guy out there saying, oh, he was my best friend, and oh, he voted for Trump, and this really obese guy who maybe hasn't taken a shower in a week. I always thought that guy was a fraud. I saw him for 30 seconds. I'm like, I don't buy into any part of the story. Some people arguing this guy was a lefty and did this to be able to apply pressure to Republicans and calling them violent, which, of course, is not the case. There were a couple of instances at these No Kings protests nonsense on Saturday where people got shot. Yet 250,000 people showed up for a military parade. No one got shot. So let's just deal with reality. Who's violent and who isn't? Just based on the sheer numbers, kids. But who is this guy? Why did he go about killing these people? And be clear, this story is horrifying. This story shouldn't have a political edge to it. This should be, we've got people killing those who serve. I don't know this woman. I don't know this guy. I may disagree with him on 9 million things. There is a video out there of Mark Lamont Hill, who I find contemptible. He's speaking to a crowd. He's in like an armchair, right? A little plush armchair. He's got the microphone in front of him. He's got a bar stool for like water. Some woman walks right up, and he's like, "Hey, you're getting a little close." And she starts like squirting something at him, like almost like an aerosol bottle. He starts running away from him. He doesn't know what's happening. He trips over the chair. He never planned himself an exit strategy. This woman gets tackled. I don't care what you think of Mark Lamont Hill. What, are you spraying things on people now? The violence is increasing, not decreasing. And the reasons for it are the same thing that we have been discussing for years as MSNBC and CNN and other organizations pushed for a lone wolf to kill Donald Trump. We said it here, and we said it had to stop. Same thing still happening. Still happening, but now it's gotten into anybody who disagrees with me. It's not just the political right thereafter. That's obvious. But as for why this guy did what he did, and it was the largest manhunt in Minnesota history to find him. 2 days. I got to admit, some people thought how did you not find him earlier? It seems to be a rather impressive display here of when law enforcement doesn't get involved in the madness of politics and says, how do we do our job? They seem to do pretty well. At least in this case, that's my take from it. And then there's just a real quick story about the Pacers. The Pacers have a story that there is this group called the Sweet Escape Cake Company. Fox 59 had the story. I don't know Sweet Escape. And they got a call from a Pacers executive that wanted for Game 4, hey, we've got a booth available for you guys. If you want it, it's only $400 and you can have it. And they maybe not thinking, because $400 for a booth at Pacers Game 4 is too good to be true. They paid the $400. Here you go. And so they're starting to prepare, and they're starting to bake all this stuff. And then they call the Pacers like, hey, when do we show up? When do we do the thing? This cake company spent $4,000 getting ready for it. They email like, where's the booth? Where's this? Where's that? It was a scam. What a weird scam. Very strange. But the story is that the Pacers heard about this and bought all of the product they made. They bought everything that this cake group, Sweet Escape Cake Company, made. They bought it all. Pacers aren't responsible for anything that happened here. That's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid organization of people right there. Well done. Well played. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Has your house become a burden? Why not sell to us? Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to assist people in difficult situations. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
Wanda's been in real estate. I've been in construction, so she would find properties that we could fix up and resell or rent.
Probably we've flipped about 40 houses. I don't want to do it anymore. Health is not good. We're in our early 80s. Sometimes you have to give it up.
James, he did a good job. James was very cordial and, like I say, responded to our phone calls and kept in contact with us. So he did a good job.
When I got the purchase agreement, and he did have things in there that was pertinent to me. It's important.
Yeah, James followed through on what he said. Did what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
Other companies make broken promises, but at Simple Quarters, we keep our word. Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PRIDE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PRIDE to 42424. That's PRIDE to 42424.
At Hendricks,
your cancer care is in the details.
You have questions, and our dedicated clinicians and expert oncologists will answer them.
You have hills to climb,
and we are going to climb them.
You have dreams, and we're here to help you chase them. You have cancer, and you have all the expertise,
the determination, and the kindness of the entire Hendricks team.
Backed by Mayo Clinic expertise.
It's not just cancer care.
It's Teresa Care. Visit hendricks.org/cancer.
Traffic on the 5s and Matthew Baer in the WIBC Traffic Center. Heck of a guy, available for quinceañeras and bat mitzvahs. What do you know?
Yeah, taking bookings now, Tony. Northbound 65, south side slow from Raymond into the south split because of road construction. Inbound 69 slow before 96, 282nd. And a reminder, westbound Washington Street scheduled to close today from White River Parkway west to Belmont Avenue. This is West Washington, westbound lanes only. And the closure for Blue Line construction, a 6-month sentence is what we are looking at. Everything should reopen around December 16th. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Payday has the opportunity to be the official candy bar of Matt Baer and Tony Katz in the Morning News. They have the opportunity to have Matt Baer be their spokesperson for Central Indiana, that even a man like him, in peak physical condition, sometimes likes a little sweet treat. I don't know why Payday is waiting, because I'm pretty sure the people at Snickers are right around the corner waiting to make a deal. Well, make your deal, Payday. You want a Payday? Get yourself a Payday. Matt Baer is your Payday. Come on, Payday.
That's really well done. Hey, just a little spice of sugar before you work out. You'll burn out all the calories. Payday, the pre-workout bar of Matt Baer.
Or not. It could be somebody else, Payday. I don't know what you're waiting for.
No, me.
I'm telling you right now. We reach out to the Kit Kat people tomorrow.
Yeah, we're not kidding. We are not. We will take this business elsewhere.
We will. If you want to be in the Matt Baer business, checks made available to Tony Katz.
Right.
PayPal. And I will make sure he gets it.
Venmo.
Seriously, I don't know what I don't even know what you're waiting for, Payday. Good Lord.
Chocolate's gonna melt by the time they're ready.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Meanwhile, take a picture of a Payday and yourself with your Payday and share it with Matt Baer, WIBC. We're trying to get this done. We really are. 66 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:17.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. We are cleaning out inventory. Save up to 50% off Lazy Boys, Smith Brothers, and Flex Steel. And if it's in stock, save up to an extra 25% off. Save up to 20% off Berlin Gardens and Pollywood Outdoor Furniture. And save up to 50% off floor sample mattresses, including Tempur-Pedic. First come, first serve. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Getting ready ready for the popcorn moment brought to you by Boer Remodeling, Booher, BoerRemodeling.com. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement, it's all Boer. If it's in your four walls, Boer is the only call. Whether the space is outdated or it's not properly functioning, right? Your family has changed. Your life has changed. You have changed. And maybe you need a new look for that kitchen that actually functions in the way that you do. New cabinets, new countertops, a new look, a redesign, whatever the case may be, Boer Remodeling is there for you. And they can get you on the schedule right now, which is exactly what you want to do. You want to get on the schedule now to make sure that you've got your kitchen ready for when you need it the most. Talk to Boer Remodeling about their 5-step process from the consultation to that final bit of construction, so you know what's happening every step of the way, takes away all the stress, and has you feeling great about what's coming. Not only your kitchen, but that master bath. How about turning that basement into some usable parts of the house that you really enjoy being in? Masters Heating and Cooling, the best materials, the most skilled craftsmen. They deliver quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude. Boer Remodeling, 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Boer Remodeling, 852-5546, or online at Boer, Booher, BoerRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's the story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn, because there is more. I spoke Friday with Senator Todd Young of Indiana, spoke specifically about what Israel has been doing with the preemptive strike on Iran and his thoughts on that preemptive strike that took place.
Well, I knew it was coming, Tony. I think everyone who is watching this closely, whether they have access to top secret information, as I do as a member of the Intelligence Committee, or somebody who reads the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, or listens to Tony Katz, knew that this day would come. Israel's mortal enemy is the leading state sponsor of international terror. They have time and time again, as recently as yesterday, been determined by independent experts to be violating the terms of their civilian nuclear power program and instead using that program for military purposes. They are very quickly rushing towards development, we have to assume, of a nuclear weapon, and they at every turn threaten the state of Israel. They've launched missiles over the last year, hundreds of missiles at the state of Israel and the people. Iran has funded Hamas, and of course, Hamas is the group that committed the horrific October 7 attacks. Iran has backed Hezbollah to the north, and that group from Lebanon has attacked the Israelis. Iran has armed the Houthis, as you and I have discussed, and the Houthis more recently have attacked U.S. warships and international commerce, and launched missiles and drones at Israel. And lastly, Iran, I will say, has attacked Israel's leading ally. And that is the United States of America and our forces in Iraq and Syria. So they have a pattern of misbehavior, and we knew that Israel, because of their culture and because of their incentives, would be responding more than in kind. They are prepared to neutralize and perhaps even eliminate, if they can, the threat that Iran poses in terms of a nuclear weapon. So I wasn't surprised by this, but your operative question, which I'm happy to answer in short order, what comes next, it's not entirely clear, Tony. President Trump, who will get a vote, he'll get a say, he'll play a very active role in the what comes next initiative, but he's made it clear he doesn't want war. He doesn't want American troops involved. I do think that that's the right approach. He has given Iran a chance after chance to make a deal, but they wouldn't come to the table. They would not seriously negotiate a positive outcome to this. So Israel went ahead and took matters in their own hands, and they're not to be criticized. Instead, I think we're supposed to pray for the discernment of the leadership and the help of the people. And if there are ways that the United States can be helpful, and I think there are many of them, we'll continue to do so.
Let's now get into some of these things, because you're right. President Trump is not interested in a war. And even his statements about, I gave them the chance, they got hit hard, now they can come to the table. He referred to it as the Iranian Empire. I think he meant the Persian Empire, but neither here nor there. This is, for some people, President Trump's greatest strength, and for some people, President Trump's greatest weakness. And that is coming just from the political right. So the question before us is, if you were consulting the president on this, would you like for him to join Israel in putting an end to the Ayatollah, putting an end to this regime, and allowing Persia to be Persia again?
Well, of course, I want the Ayatollah to be overcome, to be eliminated from his position of authority and perhaps from this earth because of the horrible crimes that his regime is responsible for. I don't in any way lament the demise of top military leadership, members of the IGRC or nuclear scientists that have fallen in their service to this regime. But I think in the near term, you're going to see a few areas of constructive lines of effort from the United States of America. Our intelligence apparatus that I have some familiarity with will be working very closely with the Israelis and providing them intelligence that they can use and that will inform in a very direct way the next steps of the Israelis. You will see military equipment and personnel. We'll see an adjustment in terms of their posture, meaning warships will be moved into the area. We've already seen some of that from the United States. These warships, under international law, are permitted to exercise their freedom of navigation rights, but let's be clear, they're also sending a message to Iran that there's a possibility that these warships could be used in some kind of contingency. We are seeing prophylactic measures to making sure that we protect our property, our military personnel in the Middle East, so that we don't get sucked into a military conflict, and so that we preserve life as well as fighting potential of our troops in the area and try and maintain some stability. So those are all things that we will be doing in addition to our diplomatic efforts.
That's just part of my conversation with Senator Todd Young. The full interview will be up at WIBC.com. And get the podcast, Tony Katz in the Morning News, Tony Katz Today, wherever it is you get your podcast. Subscribe, download, do it right now. Tell your friends. Give it as an early Arbor Day gift. I don't know what an Arbor Day is, but I just picked something. Do it now, won't you? Tony Katz Today, Tony Katz in the Morning News. Subscribe away. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northbound 65 south side slow from South Keystone Avenue past Raymond Street because of road construction. Inbound 69 tightens up after 100 at 6th Street, 282nd. And on the north side, westbound 465 slow from Ditch Road over to Michigan Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon, 3 o'clock. Guy Relford joins us in studio. The latest on Israel, Iran, and the biggest stories in Indy.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a DSNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A DSNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials too. With a Humana DSNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. Like your neighbor Dennis.
I was in the process of refinishing my garage and, trying to turn it into a man cave. So I started searching, online, and I ran across Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's better.
First thing I wanted to do initially is I wanted to repair where the concrete had eroded. They said they could do that. I said, well, heck, let me go ahead and get the entire floor covered.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
They were so courteous and respectful of the home and the property. And when they're done, they cleaned up, picked up, swept up. It was like they were never there.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
I would recommend Galaxy over any other competitor, hands down. You're going to be taken care of and you're going to be satisfied. These guys know what they're doing.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024
Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Let's talk education. Is your child's school providing them with the knowledge and values they'll need in life? Do you worry about what they may be taught in the hallways and even in the classroom? Do you feel like they're safe when they go to school? What about things other than just academics? Is your child's school supportive of your family's beliefs? Your child is not stuck where they are. You and your child have options. You could get a tuition voucher worth approximately $6,000 to attend a private school. Over 75,000 Indiana kids already have. Many kids excel with the high standards, small class sizes, and more individual attention provided by private schools. Don't settle for something that doesn't feel right. You don't have to choose between your values and their education. Make a choice. Make a change. Visit myschooloptions.org. That's myschooloptions.org.
Paid for by the Institute for Quality Education. Pierce Jewelers is the best family-owned jewelry store in Carmel. All jewelry and watch repair, appraisals, and custom design are done in-house. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A man who assassinated a Minnesota political leader is in jail. Your radar is clear. 68 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 82 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick from Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 7:31.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
That's Minnesota Representative Melissa Hortman speaking to reporters last week after she sided with Republicans to cut health care access for adult illegal immigrants.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
On Saturday, she and her husband were murdered at their home. The man who police say killed them and shot 2 others was captured last night.
Investigators say Vance Bolter was found Sunday near his home in a densely wooded area about 50 miles southwest of Minneapolis. We're told he crawled to law enforcement during his arrest. Earlier in the day, police found a car with 3 AK-47s and what appears to be a second hit list. Officials believe the 57-year-old impersonated a police officer to gain entry into the victims' homes early Saturday. State Senator John Hoffman and his wife were shot multiple times. Both underwent surgery. State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband were killed in a separate shooting less than 10 miles away.
That's Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer reporting. President Donald Trump is in Canada today to begin a two-day summit.
Administration officials say shoring up new trade and energy deals, critical minerals, immigration, and reaching consensus on AI development are on the agenda at the G7. But international attention is again on the Middle East as President Trump insists a nuclear deal with Iran is still possible amid escalating airstrikes from Israel and retaliatory missile launches from Tehran. Non-G7 leaders are also in attendance, including the President of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump will hold one-on-one meetings with several leaders.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern reporting. 50 years after it scared people right out of the water, Jaws is coming to streaming. The Steven Spielberg directed thriller is now on Peacock to celebrate its anniversary, along with the rest of the franchise, Jaws 2, Jaws 3, and Jaws. You may have heard heavy rain hit southern Indiana this weekend. Jake McDaniel has a recap on that weather and what's ahead.
Evansville had 2 rounds of flooding over this past weekend.
There's been some spots in the town that have gotten close to 8 to 10 inches of rain between the last 2 weather events.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says the southern half of Indiana has a pretty good chance of rain on Monday. He also says do not expect much severe weather on Tuesday, but on Wednesday,
that's kind of the best chance for seeing the strong to severe storms, especially as we get into the evening hours. We're going to have temperatures in the 80s, and we're going to have a system coming through. It's going to bring the potential to see some large hail and damaging winds.
Jake McDaniel, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com.
Tough losses are a part of a playoff series. If this was easy, I mean, they'd be pulling people off the street to play in the NBA Finals.
That's Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle reflecting on the Game 4 loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the loss tied the series up at 2 games apiece.
Haven't given it a lot of thought. It's kind of, for us and for the coaching staff and the players, it's analyzing momentum is not really part and parcel of what's going on like right now. And having to do a better job going and getting the ball off the boards and, and avoiding fouls and things like that.
And the Indiana Pacers are 7-3 in road games this postseason. Tonight's game tips off at 8:30. Caitlin Clark scored 32 points, and she hit 7 3-pointers on Saturday in a win over the New York Liberty. And Kyle Kirkwood claiming his 3rd victory of the season Sunday at the IndyCar Grand Prix of Illinois. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
South side, northbound 65, slow before South Keystone Avenue. Up to the south split because of road construction. Northwest side, northbound 465, tightens up at 86. Inbound 69, slow roll 106th Street, 282nd. East side, northbound 465, slow around Penn Pike. And a reminder, West Washington Street, westbound lanes only scheduled to close today from White River Parkway West over to Belmont Avenue for Blue Line construction. That should be done in mid-December. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 67 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:36.
Whenever I'm out wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen. Where
Today on the marketplace, progressive porn.
Hey, phrase it.
I get it. I don't like I don't like saying things like that either. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. During downtime, I'm clearing my head. I'm getting ready for what's next on the show. I find myself on Facebook Marketplace. Cool stuff, odd stuff, interesting stuff, strange stuff, weird stuff. The Marketplace segment brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. My gosh, go get it. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Honestly, it's your money waiting for you. So claim it. It's free. IndianaUnclaimed.gov, or text my name, Tony, to 46220. So I see all sorts of stuff in the marketplace. I buy stuff. I sell stuff. I do all sorts of things. Matt Bear, I went political in this. And I know for me that is shocking. This right here, I call it progressive porn. This is a vintage 1990 USSR political administrative map.
This is not porn, I can tell you. Just saying.
It depends on what side of the aisle you're on.
I'm not trying to split hairs or anything, but this is not something you'd open up and expect to see like a fold out.
This thing folds out.
Well, except it's a map of Russia. I mean, there's nothing that.
Again, it depends on who you are.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If you're Antifa, you're alone with this map and then having a cigarette.
Well, I mean, does this do it for you, though? I mean, if you're Antifa, I mean, it's like, yeah, USSR,
I have exclusive
baby.
audio of Jesse Brown looking at this map.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a true story. This is Antifa just got wind that we have this map.
Yes.
Let me read this to you. This is rare and historically significant 1990 political administrative map of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Oh, that alone
that's hot.
For them.
Woo!
That's right.
Stop.
That's who they are.
Oh, I gotta leave.
Right?
Oh, man. Does it have Latvia?
This is actually you can find this map exclusively at Bernie fans. Published in Moscow just before the dissolution of the Soviet Union, this official map was printed by the Main Directorate of Geodesy. Am I pronouncing that right?
It is now. I love it.
And cartography under the Council of Ministers of the USSR. Right?
Dispatcher sent me to fix a cable.
Right? Oh, the good old days. Oh, remember when we had total power.
Oh, man, I love me some
Before
Belarus.
the dirty Americans took us down with that capitalism and blue jeans and common sense.
Two hottest words in the world, Warsaw Pact.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow.
Thank you, Carl.
Who had that on the bingo card?
Man, because it's a lost art. It's right there in the Karma Sutra, the Warsaw Pact.
Here's my problem with the listing. It's a vintage 1990 USSR political administrative map. They were selling it for $40. Now they're selling it for $20. Why are you selling it at all? Shouldn't you give it away?
I would think nobody uses it. Anytime I drive around the old USSR, I use GPS, Tony.
Is that right?
Yeah. I don't use any map. They should be giving it away for free, like you said.
And over there, they call it the GPS SSR. Okay, the fake laughter is a little too much.
No, I was really laughing. I mean, that was a good
not
joke.
you. I'm talking about whoever did this. You can't. I'll do it. I don't know about that one, Carl. We need to bring that one back. Are you a buyer for this map? It is a little bit of history.
I actually have a globe at home that has the old USSR, so I already have mine. Thank you very much. I don't need anything else. Yeah.
And I have a copy of The Hunt for Red October on beta, so we all have something.
One ping only.
Mr. Vasselli. I would buy this
Drive from state
map
to state.
and I would frame it, and at the bottom of the map I would have Nelson coming out from The Simpsons going, that would be...
Didn't quite make it, did you?
That would be
almost had it.
Honestly, if you would add that to the map, it would sell for $14 billion.
What was then? What's now? It's a meme.
Right. So with that, it's available at the Facebook Marketplace for $20. You in or you out, Matt Bear?
I want it for free. I mean, for $20. I mean, I think this kind of stuff is cool. I'm not a studier of classic adult entertainment, but I think this would be just something interesting. I like history. I do, and the fact that the dissolution of the USSR and everybody in all the nations splitting up, I think is fascinating to me. So
So if you like commie porn, here it is.
Yes,
your vintage 1990 USSR political administrative map. It's $20, maybe, maybe. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Hammer and Nigel.
Karine Jean-Pierre. Latest to put some tell-all book out there about the Biden White House and...
her horrible book. Karine Jean-Pierre and her horrible book. Ugh.
She's saying that she is leaving the Democrat Party now because of the way the party treated Joe Biden.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Hey, it's Matt Bear. New week, new beginning. It's the best time to review your money management, that retirement portfolio that hasn't been freshened in forever. Let Trajan Wealth help you with that. Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors. Trajan manages money by first getting to know the person, that's you, then helps you into a tailor-made, fully customized financial portfolio that reflects your dreams and timeline. Call and set your first appointment. It's free, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. I'm really enjoying working with Trajan. Jeff is my guy. He's awesome. He didn't throw 1,000 things at me to buy. Wasn't worried about commission because he doesn't receive commission. It was refreshing. I feel my financial future is secure. Call today and learn more. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. 317-480-4040. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Traffic on the 5s, and Matt Bear, what's happening?
Northbound 65, stop and go traffic after South Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. East side northbound 465 slow from 70 up to Penn Pike. Inbound 69 starting to drag from 106th Street down to 96th. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have got ourselves, what is that, 68 degrees? Is it already that warm? Do I have that right? 67 degrees. Close enough. In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, at the time is 7:46.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Guys, in celebration of Father's Day, Low T Center is offering free T-tests and weight loss consultations for a limited time only. Book your free consultation and T-test from now until June 21st and get a free B12 shot for an extra boost of energy.
Give dad or yourself the gift of a new start this Father's Day. Book now at fixmylowt.com. Fixmylowt.com.
Jim Schrader, IT Director for Lakota and SMC Trailers and Viaggio Pontoon Boats, has a solid reason for selecting Applied Innovation.
With companies, the bottom line comes to dollars and cents. It really does. And when we consolidated all our printing needs with Applied, we got rid of all these onesies, twosies desktops that we were having to take care of and got the big MFPs and strategically placed them.
And with the Applied Innovation Printing Solution,
we're saving about $25,000 a year between the three companies by doing that. And of course, everybody's like, oh, well, what if I need to print privately or this or that? You know, they've helped me set up private print, direct print, coded print, all that stuff.
You're sold on Applied Innovation.
If you're looking for great service, attentiveness, and a fantastic product, Applied is the place to go. Applied is Johnny on the spot, literally.
Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Nitro's back. The IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series is lighting up the track. Grab your tickets for Columbus, July 9th through the 12th. Now at IHRA.com. IHRA.com.
Only 2 months to go. Get ready for a day of golf, good times, and giving back at this year's golf outing powered by Franciscan Health, Thursday, August 7th at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin. Grab your spot now at 1075thefan.com.
Crazy.
2 months ago, the new director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, testified on Capitol Hill, saying that everything had been suspended since 2003 and had not restarted, that the nuclear program had not been restarted by the Iranians. So did something change from end of March until this week? Was the U.S. intel wrong?
The intel we got and we shared with the United States was absolutely clear. Was absolutely clear that they were working in a secret plan to weaponize the uranium. They were marching very quickly. They would achieve a test device and possibly an initial device within months and certainly less than a year.
That is Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel speaking with Brett Baer on Fox News. And you'll note how he avoided the question regarding the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I think the people who are very concerned about Tulsi Gabbard holding back certain pieces of information, moving information in the intelligence community to more benefit her foreign policy views, I think they have been proven correct. I think the video that she put out regarding the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki was, the more I think about it, truly offensive and gross, coming from an American, let's call it diplomat, for the sake of the conversation. And it is more and more obvious in my view that Tulsi Gabbard, while certainly a free speech advocate, has an ideological view that is problematic, I think, to this administration. I think absolutely to conservatism, considering that she's not a conservative. Then again, neither is RFK. Then again, neither is Trump. But on this conversation regarding Israel and support of Israel, what you're seeing Trump do is say, look. I understand America first because I invented America first. And I'm not going to let anybody else tell me what America first is. And I'll take part in what I think we should take part in. And I'll avoid what I think we should avoid. Israel wants the United States to be involved in these next bombing raids, especially on something called Fordo, It's sometimes spelled F-O-R-D-O, sometimes F-O-R-D-O-W. This is an Iranian nuclear site, like Natanz. Natanz has been destroyed from the top and believed to be destroyed underneath as well. Fordo is the next spot, a little more hardened because of the mountain that it is into, and Israel's asking for the United States' help. The United States has been kind of maybe on that subject, and they've said no to helping with other things in this military move from Israel, this preemptive strike on Iran. Iran has struck back. Israel has full domination, as is reported, of the Iranian skies. How they're still getting missiles through is because Iran has a tremendous amount of mobile missile launchers, and you can't find everything everywhere, and it's an extremely large country. But there's only so many missiles to go around. Problem is that so many is like 2,000 is the believed count. So you have to take out a lot of mobile missile launchers to get these ballistic missiles to stop entering Israel and causing damage. Certainly there have been Israeli deaths. Certainly there have been Iranian deaths. The difference is that the Iranian deaths are tactical and on military sites and military people, military scientists, etc. The attacks from Iran are on population centers like an area called Bat Yam, B-A-T, next word Y-A-M, where civilians were killed. That's the difference. And to say otherwise is kind of nutty. Iran doesn't care who they kill. They never have, and they never will. So I favor the elimination of the Ayatollah and this regime and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, and the rest of the leadership. And I favor the people of Iran taking back Iran for their own, renaming it Persia, I always have, and being a place that, well, it may not be a democracy or a republic like the United States, but it'd be a place you'd want to visit, and I would go visit. What I don't understand is that if you're going to say something, why couch it? And there was a story from yesterday that in Carmel, a group called Run for Their Lives was out there marching to support the hostages, the return of the hostages. This is what happened in Boulder, Colorado. And in Boulder, Colorado, they were set on fire. But these people are going to march in Carmel. And some people I know showed up with Israeli flags. And they were told, you can't carry those. We don't want to be seen like that. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. You don't want to be seen like that. People were saying, well, if somebody's uncomfortable with the Israeli flag, you can't have it. If you're marching in support of the hostages, I assume you're marching in support of Israel, and I don't think carrying the Israeli flag is the worst thing in the world to do. You can't carry that? You don't want to be seen? You want to have a march, but you don't want to be seen? Can I ask what you actually want to do? Do you want to stand up or do you not? What's your argument here? It seems that the strength is in Israel and not amongst people in the United States, for sure. That is something worth addressing. I will. Right now, Matt Bear has traffic.
Boone County intersection closed at US 52 and State Road 47 because of a crash. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Lynn just loves the summer in Indy, but she's not going to spend it painting. She called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question. We knew we were going to do it.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's not paint, it's better.
The Rhino Shield representative came, and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Now you can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
Even the people that have been a little younger than us have said they don't have to worry about getting just an everyday painter because Rhino Shield has the 25-year warranty, and we truly believe in this product.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street, online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, premierarms.com.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-557-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply. The doctor's office that accidentally mixed up your files has your social security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info. And the hotel that lost your reservation has your passport number. You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that can expose you to identity thieves. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what the cops are saying about an Elkhart block party shooting that left at least one person dead, what the Indiana Pacers are saying ahead of Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and do you need an umbrella? We'll tell you next. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis on a Monday morning. It's 8 o'clock.
At least 8 more deaths in Israel. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. After missiles Iran fired got through the Iron Dome defense,
destroying both apartment buildings and residential blocks. We got to one scene in the heart of Tel Aviv, just blocks away from the U.S. Embassy branch here that was also damaged in that strike. And when we got there, first responders were rushing into the flames, trying to look for survivors in the rubble.
Fox's Trey Youngst also reports that Israel keeps hitting Iran,
taking out top intelligence officials from the Iranian regime, including the country's chief intelligence officer and his deputy. They also took out what they say are 1/3 of the ballistic missile launching positions.
Israel's also been doing a lot of damage to Iran's nuclear infrastructure, and Fox's Jackie Heinrich reports from the White House.
Fox can confirm President Trump recently vetoed an Israeli plan to kill Iran's supreme leader. Our Brett Baer asked Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu if a regime change is part of Israel's strategy in attacking Iran. He said it could be the result, and Israel is doing what it has to do because Iran has enough enriched uranium to make 9 bombs.
There are also more deaths in Gaza, where Israel's been waging war against Hamas. Palestinian officials say shots were fired again near food distribution sites for civilians, killing at least 38 people. The Middle East conflict will be a topic for President Trump and other world leaders to discuss in Canada now at a G7 summit. Talking to reporters before going, the president again defended his handling of the protests in L.A.
If we didn't have the National Guard on call and ready,
they would rip Los Angeles apart.
The president in Truth Social post last night called for expanded illegal immigration raids in cities like L.A., Chicago, and New York. A manhunt ended in Minnesota last night for the man accused of murdering a state lawmaker and her husband and wounding a state senator and his wife. Vance Belter found hiding in a field. Governor Tim Walz says violence has no place in politics.
Talk to a neighbor rather than arguing. Debate an issue. Shake hands. Find common ground.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The Indiana Pacers are looking to bounce back in the NBA Finals. You have a partly cloudy sky and a clear radar. 68 degrees on Monument Circle, going up to 86 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 8:02.
The ridiculous scrutiny that's being thrown out is terrible and unfair and unjust and stupid.
That's Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle responding to a question about some fans' frustrations over the officiating in a Game 4 loss. That loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals tied the series up at 2 games apiece. Here's guard Tyrese Halliburton.
Still a lot of games to be played. You know, there's still a lot that can happen. I think, Game 4 didn't end the way we wanted it to. The biggest thing is you can't let one spiral into 2. You know, you can't take the disappointment of that game and let it be a snowball effect, you know.
Tonight, Game 5 in OKC tips off at 8:30. Gunshots fired at a block party in Elkhart early Sunday morning, and about a dozen people hurt. One person was killed.
The shots fired call did come out. We did locate injured people. We rendered aid to who we could, who was there.
Elkhart Police Captain Travis Hamlin speaking at a press conference Sunday. The man who was killed has not been identified, but Elkhart Mayor Rod Roberson says that man was a father. He died on Father's Day.
We understand that whether it's any holiday, but you would hate for a father or for kids to lose their father.
And the police have not announced any arrests in this case. Just a heads up, the details of this next story may be disturbing. A handwritten note from 2 young girls is leading to a man turning himself in. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
That man, 54-year-old Cody Butterfield of Daleville, is now facing preliminary charges of child molestation. The 2 girls, who are younger than 14, told their mother in a handwritten note that Butterfield made them wear thongs and used sex toys on them. Delaware County deputies were called to take a child molestation report in late May. The victims also told investigators that the inappropriate behavior began back when they were 8. Butterfield turned himself into the Delaware County Jail Thursday. His bond set at $100,000. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're paying an average of $3.17 for a gallon of gas today, says Gas Buddy, and chances for rain and storms are back in the forecast today through Thursday. Here's Jake McDaniel.
Pretty good chance of that on Monday, especially across the southern part of the state.
Rain amounts with that could be anywhere from a quarter to a half inch, with some of those locations seeing as much as 1 to 1.5, but those amounts are going to be pretty isolated.
Andrew White with the National Weather Service.
The rain chances on Tuesday are much lower, but then Wednesday is really kind of the day that we're most concerned about the potential for active weather, especially as we get into the evening and overnight.
And he says the state will also slowly warm up through the week.
Starting Monday, we're going to have temperatures in the low 80s, and then we're going to be moving upwards towards potentially seeing 90 by the time we get into the weekend.
Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. What are you watching for us, Matt Bear?
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at the south side. Northbound 65 slow from 465 past South Keystone Avenue. That's a construction zone. And continue to drag up into the south split now. Southbound 65. Ooh, this is a stall before 465. Okay, right lane is blocked. No delay at the moment. Be careful with that. Eastbound 465 north side slow before and after Allisonville Road. Inbound 69 tightens up a little bit. Not too bad this morning. 96th Street down to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. We're going to look for partly to mostly cloudy skies today. It's going to be humid.
Some showers, even a few thunderstorms possible popping up later this afternoon. Some of those could contain some moderate to maybe heavy rain at times. Highs right around 82. An isolated shower early tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy overnight. Mild and muggy. Lows will fall to 68. On Tuesday, partly cloudy. Some spotty showers or thunderstorms possible with highs near 85. And it gets incredibly humid on Wednesday. Partly cloudy. Some showers and thunderstorms possible. The best chance of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms, I think, will be the cold front moving through late Wednesday evening. We'll look for a high on Wednesday near 87.
So Wednesday, don't leave the house.
Correct. Just stay inside. It's going to feel incredibly muggy, gross. Storms possible on and off throughout the day. Yep.
But after that, everything's better.
Thursday and Friday, yeah, better. And then 90s over the weekend possible. So I don't know if that's better.
It's not.
That's what I figured.
Nope. Not at all.
Nope.
Kind of stinks.
I know. That's awful. I'm thinking of all everyone that's got baseball outside over the weekend in the 90s.
Yeah, but those people put it on themselves. What about me?
Oh, what about you? Yes. Yes.
Right? I think that's the question.
That is the most important question, of course.
If you would be a little more focused on what matters.
Yes.
Great.
I will.
Then you'd be a friend.
I would, yes.
Right. All right. I'm going to go do radio now.
All right. Have a great day.
You know they pay me for this.
Yes.
Not enough, but they do pay me for this.
It's never enough. It really isn't, no.
So, just saying.
Well, have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.
All right. There it is. Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. She's fantastic. Right now we've got 68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:08.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
They intend to give these nuclear weapons to their Houthi proxies and others. And that's nuclear terrorism on a global scale. It threatens everyone. And the last thing is they have plans to develop intercontinental ballistic missiles. Right now, 8,000 kilometers, very soon, just at a little distance, and they can reach the eastern seaboard of the United States. These people who chant death to America, try to assassinate President Trump twice, killed 241 of your Marines in Beirut, killed and injured thousands of American soldiers in Afghanistan and Iraq, try to bomb a restaurant in Washington, D.C., chant death to America, burn the American flag. Do you want these people to have nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them to your cities? Of course not.
Yeah.
So we're defending ourselves, but we're also defending the world.
I want to talk about the nuclear threat, and I want to talk about President Trump. You just said Iran tried to assassinate President Trump twice. Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes.
Now, I have no reason to think that the Israelis are making that up. But it's also very clear that they made the decision to say it in order to ensure that they were getting more American support. And I would argue that in the main, they do have American support, although there are some very loud, squawky people on social media who don't believe we should be helping Israel with anything. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I don't believe we should be putting troops on the ground in Iran. Not in the slightest. Do I believe we should be giving Israel support in taking out Iran's nuclear capabilities? Absolutely. Do I think the people who are claiming that Iran doesn't want a nuclear weapon, I think they're silly. These are the same people telling you that Russia is not an expansionist power. It's just wrong. right? There's something seriously wrong with the Lindsey Graham contingent that seems to be salivating for a war. There's something wrong with John McCain, the late John McCain, when he was singing Bomb Bomb Iran, right? That's very messed up stuff. There's nothing wrong with noticing that there is a group of people out there who want to do you harm, and it's best that you prevent them from doing so. And objecting to that, to me, is quite awkward. And while this is the subject, let me share with you that there is a group of Christians that were just slaughtered in Nigeria. This story is now making its way across a lot of news outlets. That a town that is a 98% Christian farming village, it serves as a settlement for internally displaced persons who fled militant attacks from a group called the Fulani. These are jihadists. This began just a couple days ago, as reported. Over 40 gunmen storming the village on motorcycles in pairs, shouting Allahu Akbar, opening fire on civilians. I don't know if this is going to get any play whatsoever. But someone screaming that they're not being respected for their pronouns is going to get 3 days on CNN. A reminder that jihadists and Islamists and fundamentalists and those who value Sharia are the problem for free and thinking people. They're the threat against humanity. It's very hard to deny. And yet some people are desperate to do so. Not us. Tony Katz, that's me, by the way. 93 WIBC, good morning. You've got the storms that are coming through central Indiana. The summer storms are rolling in, and you're not going to be climbing up on your roof after every storm to check for damage. You should be calling Moss Roofing. Family-owned right here in central Indiana for over 30 years. Moss Roofing gives you something that is near impossible to find these days, which is peace of mind. They offer free inspections. They will get up there. We're talking about a real thorough checkup of your roof, of your siding, your gutters, your windows. And if there is storm damage, they'll show you the photos. They'll explain to you, hey, here's what's going on and here's what we can do to make everything get set and get working properly. And they'll even work with your insurance company for you. Masters Heating and Cooling, they've done work for me. Let them do work for you as well. No stress, no pressure, just real professionals doing the job right. So protect your home. Protect your family and avoid bigger problems later by handling them now. Talk to Moss Roofing, 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP $105,195. Nautilus MSRP $60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Traffic on the 5s at Matt Bear. What are you doing?
Northbound 65 out of downtown. It's a stall at 21st Street, and it's blocking the right shoulder. No delay at the moment. Southbound 65 south side, another stall. This is before 465, blocking the right lane. Northbound 65 slows after South Keystone Avenue into the south split. That is a construction zone. East side northbound 465 tight around Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping at Go to Radio. And get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
Type 1 and Type 2 diabetes are not the same. So why are they often treated like they are? Join us for our free Holistic Integration educational seminar, Diabetes Decoded, a holistic look at type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Wednesday, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. You'll hear from Dr. Robert Prather, host of the Voice of Health Radio.
Type 2 diabetes is completely preventable and actually curable. If you have to go in with pharmaceuticals, then it's a failure. We see quite commonly where people are no longer diabetic.
The Holistic Integration free educational seminar, Diabetes Decoded, featuring Dr. Robert Prather, Wednesday, June 25th at 6:30 p.m. Those who attend will receive a discounted autonomic nervous system test for only $49, which measures key indicators that affect your blood sugar, energy, and inflammation. Reserve your seat by calling 317-848-8048 or online at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PRIDE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PRIDE to 42424. That's PRIDE to 42424.
City water or well water, get better water with C&J. Best prices of the year at C&J. Great systems, great people too. Just call them 317-733-SOFT.
Life moves fast.
We move fast.
Get moving fast.
It's not business as usual.
So does the news.
I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane.
Decisions made today.
The United States and China announcing a 90-day pause.
Could impact you tomorrow.
Goldman Sachs adjusting its 2025 economic outlook.
The issues, some solutions.
What's next?
I'll let you know at the appropriate time. Got to stay tuned.
We're already tracking it.
Strong borders.
Stay in the know while you're on the go on 93 WIBC.
She was afraid to come out of the locker. She was as nervous as she could be. She was
this song was written by young Gary Dick. He was 17 going on 16, and he said, I got an idea for a whimsical ditty. And his friends looked at him and said, you should never say the words whimsical ditty in the same sentence. And he said, well, that's better than P. Diddy. It's not what he said at all. It's a terrible introduction. My gosh. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Gary Dick joins us right now inside IndianaBusiness.com on the Twitter X box at Gary Dick. And, of course, we've had 2 NBA Finals games here in Indianapolis. The economic impact matters greatly, and now we're definitely going to need that third game to be here. You've been talking to the people. You've been with the boys in the lab, crunching the numbers. What is the economic impact? How much money is coming to the city?
Yeah, well, Tony, as you know, anybody who's been in or around downtown these last few weeks,
for any of these games, whether it's the NBA Finals, Eastern Conference Finals, whatever the case might be. The energy is electric, and people are spending money. Tough to really peg an exact number, but an IU Indianapolis economist that came out last week, we talked to him last week, and he talks about a $6 million per game impact on primarily downtown Indianapolis, $6 million for every game. So obviously that's substantial. Have at least we have one more game coming up. Hopefully we can win tonight on the road in OKC, and then come back on Thursday and wrap things up. But the economic impact is real. Not to mention kind of the excitement and the buzz that's being generated downtown.
One of the other stories, this interesting group out of Fishers called Spoke Note, where it was hard to believe it was the first time this ever took place. Their logo, which they sponsor the Pacers, appears on the jersey, is a QR code. And people have been scanning the QR code while the game is going on. And Spoke Note is sending in different videos, different things, and creating a level of engagement that is not only impressing them, but is impressing the NBA.
Yeah, it really is, Tony. And you hit on the key word, engagement. In talking on the show this past weekend with John Wexler, the founder of Spoke Note, again, as you mentioned, Fishers-based technology startup, he said, hey, the Pacers don't need more awareness. People know who the Pacers are. What they need is engagement with their fans. So as you mentioned, and these jersey patches in the NBA have really taken off. And since they were approved, I think in 2017, 27, I think teams have them now. And it runs the gamut in terms of the types of sponsorships. Oklahoma City, for example, loves truck stops, kind of a low-tech sponsorship there, if you will. But these patches, in this patch in particular with Spoke Note, is a QR code. It links to video content that the Pacers provide. So they can engage with fans in a whole host of ways. They can change it out as frequently as they want. And it has really taken off. As you mentioned, the NBA certainly has looked at it. Sports Illustrated called it one of the most eye-popping jersey patch sponsorships in the league. And John Wexler said since this Pacers run to the NBA Finals, they've heard from the U.S. Olympic Committee, a number of sports agents, other sports leagues interested in connecting literally with Spoke Note, again, an Indiana tech success story.
Talking to Gary Dick inside IndianaBusiness.com on the Twitter X at IIB. So you've got the story about President Trump clearing the way for the deal between Nippon Steel, Japan, and U.S. Steel, the purchase of U.S. Steel. It was the Biden administration that put that on hold. I am one of the people on the national security side who believes it should be put on hold. The mayor of Gary, Eddie Melton, desperately wants the deal to go through because it meant basically $1 billion to Gary. And I could understand that we would have a very big difference there, my national security concerns versus him saying, I'm the mayor of this city, I can bring in $1 billion. So it's crazy nuts. Of course, I want it to happen. In this new deal that has taken place, which I admit to you, I am not a big fan of, does Gary still make out well in this deal?
Yes, that they would under the terms of the deal, and the president signed an executive order. I think it was late Friday, that really paving the way for this investment. And you mentioned the number. Actually, the number in this agreement is that Nippon Steel has agreed to invest about $11 billion in new investment. That's company-wide, much of it in Gary under terms of this deal. And to your and many others' national security concerns, part of this deal gives the U.S. government what is being called a quote-unquote golden share, so essentially some veto power to ensure national security interests are protected in the wake of any cutbacks, steel production. So not a done deal yet, but it seems to be on that path. U.S. Steel shares rose about 5% in after-hours trading on the news on Friday. And as you and I have talked before, this is such a huge deal for Gary. You mentioned, employment. Far from what it used to be. At one time, I think there were about 30,000 people employed by U.S. Steel in Gary, in that area. Now it's about 4,000. But that's still the area's largest employer, and the city of Gary was founded by U.S. Steel. So obviously, literally part of the fabric of the community there.
Gary Dick, InsideIndianaBusiness.com on the Twitter X at IIB. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's going on, Matt?
South side northbound 65 tightens up through the construction zone. Raymond Street up to the south. Split, no delay at the moment. Just a bit of a slowdown. And then we look at southbound 65 south side. And this is before 465 where stalls block the right lane. Crash reported. Benford Boulevard at East 62nd Street. Crash on the southwest side, Decatur Township. It's State Road 67 and Mooresville Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Hope you have a great and safe, happy Father's Day.
We'll catch you back here Monday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
When the storms come, when somebody hits a transformer, when the grid just isn't able to keep up, what is your plan? What is your safety and security plan for you, your family, your business, all of it? The plan is talking to Generator Supercenter. And talk to Generator Supercenter about getting your free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home. Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. Get peace of mind. Call now for a free estimate and find out how it works with your house. Generator Supercenter will come out, show you, hey, listen, we placed the Generac automatic standby generator right here. Here's how it connects. And the next thing you know, if the power goes out, boom, the power's back on. You don't have to do anything. Everything's going to happen automatically. And you can get a free estimate on that Generac automatic standby generator. And financing is available with low monthly payments. Talk to Generator Supercenter today. You can check out the showroom right there at 96 and 69 or give them a call. 317-827-0808. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter. 827-0808.
Hey, what's your favorite exhibit at the Indianapolis Zoo? Mine's got to be, hands down, the dolphin shows. They're awesome. Sun's out, animals are out. Let's make it a zoo day. The Indianapolis Zoo is the perfect summer escape, and AAA Hoosier Motor Club is helping you get there and beyond. AAA has now officially partnered with the Indianapolis Zoo, bringing exclusive new perks. Like all year long, AAA members can save up to 35% on general admission e-tickets.
Going to the Indianapolis Zoo, always a blast. Same with going on vacation. So if you're planning a summer road trip or maybe a staycation, it might be the perfect time to join AAA. Plus, if you run into trouble on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. So this summer, do yourself a favor and join AAA today. Visit AAA.com for more information about the new Indianapolis Zoo partnership and other great member savings.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, don't wait for it to fail in a heat wave. Upgrade now with a new energy-efficient system from B&W. Join thousands of Hoosiers who trust us to keep their families cool and comfortable. Get a free estimate today at bplusw.com or call 317-214-0108.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
As a caregiver, managing your loved one's health can at times be overwhelming. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. In a moment, I'll share 3 tips to help you manage your loved one's medical care effectively.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Tip number 1, keep a list of all medications, dosages, and schedules to ensure your loved one is taking their medication correctly. Second, attend doctor's appointments with your loved one when you're able. And finally, stay organized by keeping forms, notes, and other important documents in one secure place. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joyce House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The search for a man who killed a Minnesota politician and her husband is over. You have a partly cloudy sky, but a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 68 degrees. Your high today, 86. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31.
We have been just solely focused on the manhunt. And the goal is to give some calm to the situation of many individuals that were on the list that were worried about their safety.
That's Brooklyn Park, Minnesota Police Chief Mark Bruley says cops arrested Van Bolter last night and charged him for the murders of State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark at their home Saturday morning. Here's Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Superintendent Drew Evans.
His police officers are going to check proactively on Speaker Hortman's home at that time. If that had not happened, I have every confidence that this would have continued throughout the day.
Bolter is also charged with attempting to murder Minnesota Democratic State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. Both are expected to live. Iranian missiles kill at least 8 people and injure 70 more in Israel overnight.
The fighting, though, shows no signs of slowing down. Sirens rung out in Israel overnight as the military says a missile was launched from Yemen. The Israeli Air Force says it also hit command centers belonging to the Quds Force of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee says the U.S. Embassy in Israel and consulate will remain closed today because a shelter in place is still in effect. Huckabee says there was some minor damage to the property because of shock waves from a nearby blast, but he says no U.S. Embassy staff are hurt. The president is in Canada today for the G7 summit, where world leaders will likely talk about this fighting.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. Gas prices up to $3.17 for a gallon of regular unleaded across Indianapolis this morning, says Gas Buddy. The sentencing coming down for a couple charged and a toddler's death. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
Indianapolis couple Roan Waters and Madison Marshall receiving their sentences on Friday for their involvement in the horrific murder of 1-year-old Oakley Snow. The girl was taken by the couple from her biological father's home in Oklahoma, brought to Indiana before being killed by Waters and left in a dresser drawer inside an abandoned building. Chief Trial Deputy with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, Dan Cecchini.
I mean, it's a tragedy. The facts are horrifying. The fact that 2 adults who had the care of this child would let these things happen to her and do these things to her is just terrifying.
Waters gets 45 years behind bars after pleading guilty to neglect resulting in death, neglect placing a dependent in danger, and neglect involving abandonment or cruel confinement. Marshall pleaded guilty to neglect of a dependent and will spend the next 25 years in prison. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
At the box office this weekend,
How to Train Your Dragon soared to a strong $83 million debut in North American theaters.
We're all descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled.
The live-action adaptation follows the unlikely friendship between a young Viking and a dragon named Toothless.
That's Fox's Kathleen Maloney reporting. Sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The NBA Finals headed back to Oklahoma City tonight with the series tied at 2. Both teams winning on the road. Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton says they're putting the Game 4 loss behind them and getting ready to bounce back.
The biggest thing is you can't let one spiral into 2. You know, you can't take the disappointment of that game and let it be a snowball effect. You got to be ready to go for Game 5 here in, again, a hostile environment, and we're both 2 games away.
And the Pacers are 5-0 after a loss in the postseason. The tip-off is at 8:30 tonight. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark dropped 32 points and made 7 3-pointers to lead her team past the New York Liberty 102-88 on Saturday.
My most I've ever made in a game is 12. That was when in high school. I don't know how many I made in a row, though. I think it was like 12 for 18 or something like that. But.
And the Fever get back to work against the Connecticut Sun tomorrow in the WNBA Commissioner's Cup. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. ENBA.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, we check out the south side in a stall. Southbound 65 before 465. It blocks the right lane. A little bit of a slow through there. Now we have a crash on the south side. Westbound 465 after US at 31. It blocks the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic for about a half a mile. Crash southwest side, State Road 67 to Mooresville Road. And a crash reported Benford Boulevard at East 62nd Street. Eastbound 465 slows before Allisonville Road over to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Summer clean with Zero Res. Get 3 rooms cleaned starting at just $129 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. Call 317-388-5141, ZeroResIndy.com.
How bad is it?
Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight.
Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Dow futures are up 285. NASDAQ futures up 194. Oil prices down a little bit, $72.21 on the West Texas crude, $73.50 on the Brent crude. Maybe a belief that the fight between Israel and Iran, Israel with the preemptive strikes, Iran responding, may be limited in scope and feeling better about an end to this thing. I don't know what shows them that. Markets seem to believe that too. Sure, whatever you want to believe. I just don't believe it. 10-year Treasury at 4.432 is where we're at. I have no reason to believe that these things are going to stay limited. I have no reason to believe that Israel is going to say, okay, we're done now. And I have no reason to believe that Israel is going to, if told, hey, you can't take out the Ayatollah, I have no belief that they're going to listen to that. Nothing they've done would make me think that they're going to stop. So I don't see it. And then there's this, the kind of stuff that drives the left to nuts. The Trump organization is putting out a mobile phone plan. I don't know anything about it except what you were just told by me. So they are building out, of course, they've been building out in digital media with a Truth Social, building out in the world of crypto, and now they're talking about phones that would be made in the United States. I honestly don't know what else to expect from this phone. I haven't seen the phone. Nothing. I don't know anything else about it. The question before us is whether or not this is something that a president can do, right? What you'll hear is emoluments clause and all these sorts of things. His kids run the business, or do they have to stop being in business? That's the question. Can they engage in these ways? There's a difference between the legal of this and whether or not we feel that it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Decent. I guess is the way to put that. If it's the kids working, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. If it's all in the up and up, it's all transparent, you know exactly what's happening, and you don't have to buy it, solid. I'm good. I'm moving on. So if that isn't the answer, well, then what exactly is the answer? That the Trump kids aren't allowed to make a living? What can they do at this moment? If they were lawyers, would they still be allowed to get clients? If they were home builders, would they still be allowed to build homes? If they worked at Dairy Queen, would they still be allowed to sell the ice cream and, make my Blizzard, which sounds great right now? This is the question. If the argument is they're taking advantage of the office and it's a violation of the Emoluments Clause, and look at what they're doing, I would like to know what work they can do that wouldn't be in violation. For example, could they create themselves as energy experts and get paid $1 million a year from Burisma? Or work a deal with the Chinese government where their father got a cut? Wrong is wrong, and we'll all agree with that. I just want to know from these people who are angry about Eric and Donald Jr. going about taking advantage of their opportunities, what they're allowed to do. What would be all right? What would be acceptable? By the way, the Clintons took advantage of their opportunities with the Clinton Global Initiative. Oh, and Chelsea got paid well because of it. Just for historical perspective. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Home sales activity, it's pretty good, but not great. So many homes, if improperly marketed, are sitting on the market. Hiring the wrong sales agent will cost you time and money. So hire the expert who maximizes equity and sells fast. That expert realtor, that's Mark Dietel. Perhaps what you're worried about is your home needing these costly repairs or upgrades to sell. Mark Dietel is the real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. And Mark Dietel, good guy. You're going to enjoy the conversation with him. You're going to enjoy working with him. John in Greencastle said, I just bought a home in Greencastle shortly after my son moved to Fisher's area, which left me an hour away from family and 45 minutes from work. A big mistake, and I felt stuck. Since I had been in the home less than a year, I asked the Mark Dietel team for help, and they delivered big. My home sold in 14 days for the price I needed, and so I can move closer to family and work. Guys, call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended. The agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. That's Mark Dietel. 317-755-4232. Get all the details. Go to markdietel.com. That's online, so easy to do. Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L. markdietel.com.
Kendall and Casey.
How was your trip?
Yeah, I completely checked out as I was approaching Indiana, and I was getting re-familiar with everything that had been going on. So the lieutenant governor said something controversial. The secretary of state's on another trip in a foreign country, and we have another state rep that allegedly had a cocktail or two and got behind the wheel. So pretty much status quo.
Kendall and Casey, weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Watching your parents get older is something you never get used to. You know it's going to happen, but it still doesn't seem right, especially when the time comes to consider moving a parent into a nursing home. It's a hard decision for you and them, and when that's the right choice, there's the added stress of what to do with the house. Simple Quarters understands and can help relieve some of that stress. They're a Christian company who is compassionate about what you and your parent are going through. They can help with the logistics of selling the home. They'll buy it as is, no need for repairs, cleaning, staging, or showings. No catch. It's one less thing for you to worry about. Simple Quarters, a Christian company dedicated to helping families through life's transitions. If you're facing the challenge of selling a home due to a loved one moving into an assisted living or nursing home, call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Or go to simplequarters.com.
Traffic on the 5s and Matt Bear, what do we know?
Southside, 6-minute delay on westbound 465 from 65 over to US 31. That's because of a crash on the shoulder. Southbound 65 before 465 and still on the south side here. It's a stall blocking the right lane. Crash Decatur Township, State Road 67 at Mooresville Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105-195. Nautilus MSRP 60-195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. This is the 70s.
Very famous actors in it.
Very famous actors in it. Okay. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that television theme song? Here is how we play our game. Producer Carl picks a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is, and I have no idea. I have absolutely no clue what this is. It's not Emergency or anything like that. The chat room is ridiculous. It's not Fat Albert. Interesting that it could be SWAT.
No.
But I didn't think that's what it was. Let's phone a friend. Matt Bear, what the heck is this television theme song?
That's Seventh Heaven, Tony.
That's excellent. You picked the only show where the lead in the show, I believe, is still in jail for the child abuse.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we could have just scooted right by that if you wanted to.
Nope.
Okay, well, let's just make sure we point that out.
No, this is not the theme to Beretta, guys. That's absolutely not it. As I said, it's not it.
Oh, this is CSI. CSI.
It's not CSI.
Come on.
Right?
Electric company.
No, all I know is your answers are giving me IBS. This is what I know. All right. According to Mike and Alan, this is the theme to The Streets of San Francisco. My God!
Never even heard of that.
I believe it's Carl Malden, right?
Yeah, Michael Douglas.
Oh, God.
Good old.
You people are geniuses. Chat room wins again.
Carl Malden, everybody.
I will bet you $1 million these guys Shazammed it. That's what they did. They pulled out the Shazam and listened. The Streets. What was that? 1969 or 1973?
I think it's 70s, early 70s.
Yeah. Yeah. Streets of San Francisco. Wow. There is a show, by the way, I never saw. I never, ever saw an episode of Streets of San Francisco. And also, these days, nobody would ever want to see the Streets of San Francisco. In order to make that show today, the show would have to be Scratch and Sniff. That's how absolutely awful it is. Speaking of places that are Scratch and Sniff, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, let me just first acknowledge the level of anxiety and fear and trepidation that this administration has caused. You've never seen a society improve or expand under this type of fear. And we're going to continue to resist, and we're going to do it in many different ways, whether it's taken to the streets or to the courts or policy. One of the things that I am very proud of is that we are a welcoming city, which means our local law enforcement do not dub or behave as federal ICE agents. And so our local law enforcement, as we continue to rebuild and expand trust amongst all of our residents, it's important that we hold that line.
Yes. It's important, Mayor, that you hold the line and stand up for illegal immigrants, and that you're going to resist law enforcement doing their job. Oh, just throw him in jail and move on. If he gets in the way, just cuff him and move on. That bigot? He's part of that whole, like Lori Lightfoot. I only answer the questions from non-white reporters. He is an absolute treat right there. Then you have members of the U.S. Senate taking a look at what took place in Minnesota, the killing, the murder, assassination, if you will, of this state representative, and the attempted assassination of another state representative from this guy who is now in custody after a 2-day search. His name is Vince Bolter, captured alive. But why did he do it? Was this political? Was this something else? But, of course, the blame is where the blame always goes.
There was a state representative, Democratic leader of the state legislature in Minnesota killed over the weekend, a state senator shot. How would you describe the current political atmosphere in this country this morning?
I feel like Trump has really popped the lid off the rhetoric and the sense of hate and violence and promoted this type of an environment.
That's Senator Jeff Merkley. And Senator Merkley needs to be reminded that a healthcare CEO was murdered, leftist. 2 Israeli diplomats were murdered, leftist. You have Tesla dealerships firebombed, leftists. Jewish demonstrators set on fire, leftist. Los Angeles burning, leftists. Who are you talking about? You unbelievably ridiculous fraud of a human being. Who are you referring to here when you make these kinds of claims? Oh, you also tried to burn down the home of the Jewish governor of Pennsylvania. So not only are you violent, you're violent anti-Semites. Defend yourself. You can't. We see you. We don't mind saying it the way it is. We're not interested in whether you're happy with us. We're interested in the data. This is about you. No one should be okay with what took place in Minnesota. It is absolutely obscene. This woman and her husband killed this Democratic leader. They have children. So why did this guy do it? There's allegedly a manifesto, but we have not seen it. Somehow it's not being released. Well, of course it's not being released. And we all immediately go to, okay, this looks bad for the political left if it's not being released, because if it looked bad for the political right, it would already be released. I don't know. I'll wait. But I don't think there's any question whether or not this guy did it. This all seems very, very obvious that there's too much data at play. He's innocent until proven guilty, though. But we'll have more on this on Tony Katz today at noon, along with updates out of Israel. Friends still there trying to get out. They haven't been able to. And you're seeing Tel Aviv get hit and other areas get hit. Population centers, not military centers, getting hit by the Iranians because that's who they are. And 100% I believe in ending the Ayatollah and ending this regime and letting Iran be free. And let those who think that I'm a warmonger just go to hell. I'm happy to defend my position anywhere. Right now, we've got Matt Bear with traffic. What's up, Matt?
All right, Tony, south side, northbound 65 slow after 465 past 3.